Good morning, everyone. It's Cynthia with your daily tarot card of the day. Thank you so much for being here. It's a beautiful day. This week we're using the Goddess Tarot. There's information about this deck in the description box below. I want to thank you all for being here. And I'm going to take a moment while I shuffle to tune into the collective energies of the day and to tune into spirit to see what messages about today's energies that we have. Please remember that these messages are general for the collective. So take what resonates, leave the rest behind. And of course, they are timeless. So whenever you happen to find this video, you're likely to find a message for you. But I also invite you to tune into your own intuition, your own inner guidance, higher self, spirit guides, so that whatever card comes up, you might receive your own personal messages and insights from it. Ready for the cut? Ready for the cut. All right. The Queen of Wands. Lots of fiery energy. Lots of growth and creativity. 'Tis the season for creativity and ripening and opening. Here in the Northern Hemisphere at the time of this recording, we're in summer, just the beginning of July. So again, there's that open, energetic, fiery, creative energy. With the Queen of Wands, I'm getting something about communication being an important factor today. Could be like writing or email, or it could be text. Or, I mean, it doesn't even have to be like short communication. It could be some form of self-expression that involves writing, like creative writing, poetry, books. It could be research. It could also be social media posts or something of that factor. But I'm getting this creative... I'm getting two different things from the Queen of Wands. I'm getting a creative energy of self-expression and some kind of communication in that fashion. I'm also getting this like a direct communication of some kind, and yet doing so creatively. Wow, there's so many things that are actually popping up, like different messages. This is supposed to be general for the collective. The Queen of Wands energy definitely has the creative flair, creative spark, but she is also a very astute and even strategic communicator. Like Queen of Swords energy has very intellectual type of communication, and maybe very even technical in that fashion. Queen of Wands, on the other hand, her style of communication way more creative, but also strategic. So for whatever reason, I'm getting like marketing keeps coming up, and something about social media. I know those are rather specific, but that's kind of what I'm being shown. So whether I mean, whether you're sending like e-invites to a party, or whether you have your own business and you're thinking of doing some kind of a social media post, or some kind of like an email marketing campaign, or whether you are, you know, a creative writer and looking to do something with a blog or writing an article. But I'm seeing something actually that's going to go in front of people's eyes. So I'm seeing something that you would be communicating or expressing, but that would be shown to others. And that you could get feedback on. So it could be anything from, again, like a social media or a blog post, to an email of some kind, maybe a text blast if that's your thing. I don't know. But, or, I mean, it could be poetry, it could be a book, it could be an article. Yeah. So, you know, the other thing about the Wands energy, it's a lot in terms of like direct communication and action and creativity and like movement, right? Think of fire. This is the fire element. Think of fire. It's always moving. If there's a flame there, even if you just have a smoldering ember, right? You can, if you've ever watched like in a campfire or even on your charcoal grill, like the way that hot spot kind of, the glowing, how that kind of like moves. So again, with this fire energy, whether you just have a smoldering ember or whether you have like a full blaze or a candle or a campfire or something like that, or even lightning bolt or electricity, right? Think of these things. This is all fire energy, and it's always moving. Okay? That's so with this creative energy, it's a creative force, but it's active. So whatever it's doing in creating, it's actively creating it. And so this Queen of Wands is showing me an inspiration that is directly being put into action. But she's also showing me something that specifically has to do with self-expression or communication of some kind. And I'm seeing lots of words. So even though this is general for the collective, whether you have to touch base with someone important in your life and you need to send them a text message, or even send a family or a group text message or something like that, or whether you are, again, creating some kind of a social media post or a blog article, or whether you have to get back to sitting down to writing your book or doing that research for the thing that you are developing this idea on. There's an inspiration that actually pushes you into action. And so I would say that with whatever your plans are today, just be open for the inspiration, because it'll come in and you'll know, because you will say yes. It's almost like not even articulating it to yourself, but you will feel the pull to, I have to make the time to do this right now, whether it's 5 minutes or an hour. Like, this is the time to do it. And so you might move your schedule around a little bit, or you might say, okay, I'm going to finish this up. It'll only take this much time, and I'm going to go right into this. And I feel like this fiery inspiration or this blaze, it needs to be acted on relatively quickly. But if you have if you have an appointment, for example, and the inspiration comes before the appointment, well, honestly, your soul, your spirit, your passion, your higher self knows that you have an appointment. If you truly can't change that appointment, then the inspiration will last through that time frame, so that when you do have a minute, you know what I mean? Or if like you know you have something to do later in the day, but the beginning part of your day was a little bit open, the inspiration's going to come, and you can go ahead and act on it, and it's not going to make you late for whatever it is that you had to do later. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's acting on it is not going to be hindered by your schedule. I feel like things would fall into place if you have anything on your schedule. So just be open to and pay attention to the inspirations that come through. Like, that seems to be the biggest thing. But I'm feeling this energy of the inspiration coming through and needing to embrace that passion and take that action. And I'm not talking about hasty, frivolous actions. I'm not talking about taking risks or something. I'm talking about, like, it's not going to be impulsive. It's coming through as an inspired action of, yes, this speaks to my heart, this speaks to my soul, this speaks to my mind, this is what needs to be done. And it might not be a shout either. It could be a whisper. Like, hey, you haven't talked to so-and-so in a while. Why don't you send them a text? Oh, well, I'm in the middle of washing the dishes. My hands are wet. I can't. So you wait a few minutes, finish what you're doing, and then you go ahead and send them the text. It could be something simple like that to something really powerfully profound in terms of some kind of creative self-expression that you might have. So be open to the inspiration and be flexible in allowing yourself to act on the inspirations that come through. Do it with, she's confident. Do it with confidence, not with second guessing yourself. And if you start second guessing yourself, say, okay, whatever, I'm going to do it anyway. Simple as that. Very strong, beautiful, powerful Queen of Wands energy. And in this moment, I feel like I want to say that the difference between the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands is that the feminine representation of the Queen is asking us to be open, receptive, observant. Because that's when that inspiration, that lightning flash will come to us. If we're in a more masculine, say, King of Wands energy, we could be too active, too busy, projecting our thoughts, trying to figure things out. You know what I mean? This is the feminine. It's asking you to take a minute, and as you go about your day, just be open. Be open to receiving the inspiration. Be open to trusting little intuitions. Be open to communicating. And be open to sort of flexibly move with this energy, because it feels like there's a lot of energy in this today. So with that, I wish you a wonderful day of peace and blessings, inspiration, open communication, creativity, all the good things. Thank you so much for joining me, and I definitely look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.